Phyllis?
She does.
Can I get one for you? Yeah. You need to?
Kids usually come down and they want to go to the beer tent, so that'll. I think you gotta have one to go in there, don't you?
The grandkids? No. They don't need them.
They don't need one? Oh.
Not the grandkids.
I emailed it to them too.
The ambulance finally back. Was out 3 times today?
21 times in 14 days.
Did mail fly in?
Thank you.
Is it 21 times?
I brought more
2 weeks.
downstairs.
That's, Sam was gone from like 9 to during the day today.
Yeah, she's probably still cleaning up down there now.
She just put me off.
They've been busy.
How long do you have before we start asking you questions, Craig? Okay, no, but I mean, how long do you think to describe it? Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of clay at the park and that's not good for buildings.
Yeah.
Lucky that's the only thing you find in that park.
I was joking today in the middle of a meeting today. I'm like,
We
You guys-
can bear around.
I was like, you guys haven't found any artifacts, have you?
I'm not even talking about artifacts. That's
Sure can.
there's other things that I wouldn't do. It's in that ground. It's like digging around my shed. You never know what treasure you're gonna find.
Yeah.
Yeah, how old is that shed, you think?
Well, that's about it, so.
Yeah, I know it was old when he had it.
Mhm.
Hit the button once. Everyone's on mute.
There we go. There we go.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. We'll have a roll call. Is anybody here for public forum? Hearing none, we'll have the comprehensive plan presentation by Widseth.
Well, thank you for having me here tonight. I think I know most of you, but if not, my name is Craig Britton. I'm a civil engineer with Widseth. And thank you for the opportunity to propose on updating your comprehensive plan. I will say Logan Josem is a principal planner for us, and that's his picture in the proposal here. Hopefully you all got a chance to review that. He had another meeting here this evening, so since I don't live that far away, I thought I'd come over and say hello and then just kind of summarize. So I don't have a formal presentation or anything like that, but just wanted to kind of summarize the proposal and some of the tasks that we would be taking on for the comprehensive plan if selected and hired. I will say it is not only is it a financial commitment for the city, it also is a time commitment as well. So I think your last comprehensive plan was updated in 98, I believe. So it's been a few years. And so it does take up quite a bit of time for to gather input and different things like that. So just want to get that out there right away too. We'll be tapping on you for input, not only from the committee, but also from the council and then the community as a whole as well. So to summarize here, mainly I'm looking at page 3 of the proposal. If you have that in front of you, and that kind of outlines everything that we'd be doing from a timeline standpoint, and then also the document itself, the deliverables, and then the proposed fees. So initially, we would start with gathering data, looking at housing needs, looking at your previous comprehensive plan, zoning maps, land use plans, all of that. We'd be collecting that information. And then we look at coordinating with the comprehensive planning committee. And I don't know if you guys have set up a committee at all yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Okay. So that's something we'd be looking at doing right from the onset here as we kick this off. And really that's to kind of guide us through the process, see who the stakeholders will be, and then also look at, setting up the timing of the meetings and everything. So that's something that we'd be doing. And then we'd look at, what areas of focus that you would like to include in the comprehensive plan. So we have the standard chapters, which it would include zoning, areas of growth, land use, infrastructure, all of those items, parks and rec, trails. But then if there are any other areas of focus that you have that you would like to see included in the comprehensive plan, we would look to incorporate that as well. So then once we have that initial meeting, that's when we would start engaging the community. We'd have a meeting with them to kind of describe the process, what our overall goal is in the update. Is it growth? Is it geographic growth? Is it population growth? Different things like that, and see what areas they would like to see in the community as well. Are there amenities and parks and trails and connections that they would like to see? So we start to gather that information. And then we repeat that a few different times. So we bring that back to them. We summarize all of the meetings. In intermediate steps in between all of this, we'd be meeting with the committee, the comprehensive plan committee, to kind of gather our thoughts, give the findings, and then gather more input from you as well. And through that as well, we start to kind of outline what that document would look like. Some comprehensive plans are 250 pages, some are much less than that. So just kind of talk throughout the entire process on what you would like to see. And then we bring it back to the committee, and this whole process will take around 12 months to go through, having a meeting every 3 months, just to give people some time to think about what direction they would like to see the community go. And then we'll bring it back after that roughly year time frame for your ultimate approval. For that fee, it's kind of based on what past experience has been on other projects, but then also through a time task, we look at how many hours of effort it will take. And our proposed fee is around $29,000, $29,720 for that work. So, and then in the end, you'd have your comprehensive plan that would include the maps and trail system, kind of outlining also where your parks are, future areas of parks if you'd like, and all that. So, are there any questions on the proposal itself?
Just a quick, who have you done this for before?
So we worked for Pine Island, Starbuck, and Logan has really worked on a number of these for City of Rochester. We've helped out with Dodge Center, and so a number of communities that we've
Okay,
worked with.
and some smaller towns theoretically like us there.
Yep,
whatever.
that's right.
Okay.
Yep. So.
What did you think of it, Devin?
I have no problem with Woodseth's work in this sphere. I've looked at some of the past ones in other cities, and it's the price seems high. However, comparatively to other groups, it is actually cheaper.
Craig, would you be working on it, or who? I guess who's, or is it going to be the other gentleman?
He mentioned
Logan,
it.
yep.
I mean,
Yep,
Logan,
so,
yeah, I mean-
yep, that's a good question. I'll be involved with it,
Okay.
just on the infrastructure piece of it, so. we
Logan's
would-
who we're dealing with, I guess, most of.
Yep, and then
Okay.
Logan will be handling a lot of the narrative and
Okay.
the write-up.
And Chris Geeson has worked with Logan before, and Chris Geeson had nothing but good things to say about Logan.
Okay.
Yep. We give him a hard time, but he's a good guy.
And then in terms of stakeholders, that's up for the city to choose, and
Yep.
so we'd be responsible for doing all that work.
Correct. Yep. Who you want involved and really with this, with the stakeholders, it's really not to exclude anyone. It's just, who will be available to commit some time to this and input. And, if they don't make all the meetings, that's fine too. But really we look for people that are, that want to be involved with the process and can bring some good positive feedback.
So it is common for cities to have council members, park board members, EDA members, and citizens kind of part of these boards. You try to keep it so you don't have a quorum at any time, so it's not a meeting.
Mhm.
Do you have a general idea of the numbers you want to have on that committee?
On the committee, keep that to around a handful, half a dozen, somewhere in there, on that smaller committee. But really for the community meetings, there may be some stakeholders that we invite, and those were the core stakeholders that are there, but it's really open to all of the public. We'll make the meetings public, and there are questionnaires that will be sent out and everything too. But, to be honest, a lot of times we don't get very good feedback from those because they just don't get turned in very much. So
Yep.
it's really the face-to-face and just trying to get in that community outreach is important.
I will say, last time we did mailers, we actually had a very high turnout that we weren't
Oh,
expecting.
really? Good.
But that
Okay.
was for potential free money for a
Oh,
grant.
free money.
So
That was, yeah, that was free money. That was a little
Well,
different than that.
Maybe we'll have to throw that in.
Small little corner. But
And this is something that we have been looking at. Woodseth was the only one who did turn in an RFP. Like I said, I did talk to other organizations on the phone, by email, multiple times, and they did respond to the RFP. I do not question their quality of work. So
Well, we don't have to take any action right now, but if anybody wanted to submit a motion, we could do that, or we could think on it for a while.
I guess, yeah, when do you need to know, Craig? I guess, is there?
Really driven by you
whatever's us.
guys. I mean,
That's
whenever
fine.
you want to make a decision.
What kind of time frame are you looking at starting if you would?
Well, if we get the nod tonight, next month, the month after, it'd be in the weeks after approval. So,
Okay.
that's when we'd start, asking Devin for some documents and coming in and seeing him. And then that would really kick off that process. And then we'd look at, establishing that comp plan committee, those members. And then that's when we'd start. So within the first month, we'd start to gather some
Try to get
information. Correct. Yep. So like I said, that can be done any time. It's really driven by you guys and your schedule. So.
I guess I would make a motion to hire Winseth to do the comp plan.
I would second it.
Okay, we have a motion and discussion, and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Looking
Thanks,
forward to
Thanks,
it.
Craig.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Looks like it's going to be really easy.
This is the easy part. But we'll reach out here.
Yeah.
next month.
Okay,
Okay. thank
sounds
you,
good.
Craig.
Thanks,
Yep,
Craig.
thank you.
Thanks, Craig.
All right. I think I would like to move the new council member discussion and resolution to before the consent agenda. Um, Thinking that if we do accept a new member, we will probably
Swear that
bring
in
them
and try to
on
see
tonight.
them.
Yep. And that's if that person is here.
I was gonna say, we only have 2 of the 5.
Sure. All right.
We're gonna do that by,
That would be, I would open the floor to motions. If somebody wanted to nominate somebody with a motion, if that was seconded, we would have discussion on it. But we could have some discussion first, I think. I think the 2 members present are the ones who submitted letters.
Yep.
But we allowed others to come in just because letters aren't really a requirement.
I'll make a motion that we have Deb Swenson. And only because she's been on. I think she knows the system. And I think she would get up to speed a lot quicker.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess one thing I could say about Deb is because it's a really short term that she could probably hit the road running, although I don't think this is you don't need a lot of experience to do this. You just have to catch up on everything
We're at.
get through in the course of the month and the meeting.
Greg, should they accept the resolution of the resignation first?
Yeah, go with it. Yeah, that would be
Proper
proper
way.
order. At the same time, it's kind of a moot point now that Tony is on a resident by default.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
And he was off June 1st, so, but
Yeah.
yeah, we can,
We have a motion on the table, so.
we do.
we can still cover that.
Okay.
Yep.
Was that motion seconded?
No.
No, okay. Does anybody care to second that motion? Hearing none, that motion will die.
Now, with that,
No.
Now we could.
Yeah.
I will make a motion to adopt the resolution number
2207 or 2208?
2207.
2207.
2207 for the vacancy.
And therein is accepting Tony's resignation too?
Mainly just declare the fact that he no longer lives here too.
Yeah,
You're just declaring that the vacancy exists. So
Yep.
Confirming on the record.
Because didn't we accept that at the meeting we got it?
Yeah,
think
accept
we
the
did.
letter without
I
a
thought we
resolution.
did,
Yep.
Without them.
Is the resolution in there?
Yeah, it's towards the back. Yeah. 27. So it just says the city council results as follows: to accept this resignation and then to declare a vacancy exists effective June 2nd. So having noted that there's a vacancy then would open the door for you guys to do an appointment.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Was that
I'll
one?
second. Yes.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second.
I don't have it.
Any further discussion? Call for a vote. All in favor of resolution 2207, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Well, hearing no others, I'll make a motion for Kyle Scable. Is there a second?
Second, for the sake of discussion.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion. See, Kyle had submitted a letter and is a active member of the community, as is the other letter submitter too. In further discussion, I would point out, I want to thank everybody who applied, and just knowing that this is a very short term and there will be an election in November to fill this seat starting in January. So regardless of what happens tonight, I'd encourage anybody who's interested to.
Yeah, I will make sure I have the deadlines for filing posted
Okay.
for the upcoming seats.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of Kyle Scable to fill out the term,
Did
say
you
aye.
second that?
Pardon?
I didn't,
He didn't know, he didn't hear me
I
say.
didn't hear it as second.
No.
Just second, no, you're good.
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Kyle, would you like to step to the front?
Where would you like me? Front and center. Probably right here. Your new front seat.
Steve, are you doing the swearing or is it Greg?
I'll let Greg.
So, just do it like we've done the others, raise your right hand and just repeat after me. I, Kyle Scable. I, Kyle Scable. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. Support the Constitution of the United States. Support the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the State of Minnesota. State of Minnesota. Discharge faithfully. Discharge faithfully. The duties of office of city council member. The office of the city council member. Of the city of Harmony, Minnesota. Of the city of Harmony, Minnesota. To the best of my judgment and ability. To the best of my judgment and ability.
All right, I think you got a packet there. We're on the agenda. The consent agenda is one we go through and usually look at the claims. Anything else within the consent agenda? And it's one motion to accept it and a second, and then we have discussion or look things over. And then when it appears everybody's ready, we call for a vote on it.
There is one issue with the consent agenda. One of the liquor licensees has not had the utility bills paid up yet. That's one of the requirements of our city to issue a liquor license. Should that liquor license be pulled or should there be,
Can we just,
Let's wait till we get there.
we're in the consent agenda.
we're in the consent agenda right now?
Yep.
It's in there.
Yeah,
Do we have a-
Because in the past, we do liquor license
Yeah,
consent because
he's
everyone's
called
ready to
public
go.
forum.
Okay.
we could have it pending
Yeah.
receipt of,
Because it's going to change the motion.
So, do we need a motion to remove that?
The motion to approve the consent agenda could say, motion to approve the consent agenda except for this item. I think, but pulling it out either way, just as long as it's clear what you did.
Okay.
That you're removing that from that piece of it.
Just the liquor licenses. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, removing the liquor license to stand on their own.
I'll second it.
all right.
I got a correction in the minutes from last time. Out in the middle, it says a previous repair of the community center roof. My name is spelled wrong.
Oh, sorry about that, Steve.
First page, second paragraph from the bottom of the minutes. Nope, first page of the minutes, second paragraph from the bottom.
Oh, gotcha now.
The G is gone.
Wow, yeah.
And I see we got I mean, it's kind of minor in a way, but another socket set for, don't they have tools there to where they don't have to spend another $150 for another set of socket wrenches?
Which one's that on page what?
Page 2. Third item.
154.40.
I thought we got new tools and stuff in box when they even came. Do they ask you before they do this, or do they just go and do it?
They asked me for 4 items. I'm just trying to remember back of every purchase they do. Generally, if they need small tools, it's they need them to finish a project. It's not just to go out and get new tools.
Well, I realize that, but do they need a whole other set in order to do it, or did one break? I'm saying I know they got tools.
Like I can't
Yeah.
recall off the top of my head in this
I guess-
discussion.
Just keep I think, watch on it maybe. I don't mind them getting tools if they need it, but not just to get tools.
We don't
What
need a
happened
full
to the
set,
old, what happened to the old ones?
a full set in every truck.
Yeah.
I can't remember every purchase that's made every month. I do apologize for that.
Well, so then you just request, you check into it and
Keep an
ask
eye
them
on, yeah.
and let
I mean,
them
they're
know.
already probably bought and used and whatever, but it's. And the others on page 5, Devin, I see that Morm's charges for the electric stations, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, that did not show up on page 1 of the check summary for Morm's.
The check summary is past months. The check summary is always a month behind
Okay,
because these are the
it's
checks
a
you're going.
month
These are
behind.
the checks you're going to approve, and these are the checks that are written.
that were written last month,
Yeah.
okay.
So that wasn't included in getting those? We had to pay $2,000 for those electric stations to get put in?
No, we
Understand.
were given the they give you one free, the charger free, and the other one we paid for, and then we had to pay for the installation too.
I thought they were both free, but that was my understanding, but that was a long time ago, so.
We chose to get the second one.
Okay.
We didn't have to get the two.
They gave us a good deal. That's all I got.
All right. Hearing no further discussion, we'll call for vote on the consent agenda without the liquor license. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And we have a pay request for Generation X.
Do we want to do the liquor licenses maybe?
Yeah.
Oh,
You pull
yep.
out the liquor license.
Yep, we can do that.
So we don't forget them.
Sounds dry.
Yeah.
I'd make a
Might be some
motion
mad people.
to approve that
We make the news again.
uh, pending them catching up on the utilities.
So I'll send the rest of them in with that one until the utilities are caught up.
I'll second that.
All right, motion second to approve the licenses except the one that has utilities outstanding. That'll pend until they're paid. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we'll do Generation X.
Okay, on Generation X, you have two pay requests from Stantec. One is for the splash pad, for the utility and for the drainage pipe. And the other one is for the Darylin project. The Darylin project is not done yet. It was supposed to be done, but the county wants to let County 22 settle a little more before they put the final coat on. So there will be one more pay request from the Darylin project. It should be in your packet too, Steve.
Okay. So the Dairyland one
Is the 13,
13,000.
Yep.
Okay. And then the splash pad is the 39.
yep, that's with the 6-inch PVC line, drainage line.
I'll make a motion to approve both the pay requests from Stantec for Generation X.
I'll second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Citywide cleanup, is that kind of just an announcement?
Yeah,
Change in the
announcement,
time?
change in time. If you can get this in the paper, it'd be great. It's gonna be 10 to 2. They had a family event come up. And because it's such a family business, it's his dad and his two sons kind of run the show. We're kind of at that. So it's gonna be 10 to 2 on Sunday. I'm looking to later this fall do a appliance and scrap. Because someone reached out to me that'd be willing to do it, but it was too short notice on that. So this fall, we can get that lined up too, to have an appliance and scrap.
Yeah, and I talked to him today.
Yep.
And he's more than willing to do it. We just gotta get with him. And then he'll charge the same fee that the county would to take them.
But it'll be here, so you don't have to bring it to
Yep.
Preston.
And who's doing that? Who's?
Southern Minnesota Recycling, it's Don Bohr from
Oh,
Preston.
okay, okay.
So is there a fall, something we can tie that into? But it doesn't matter when we do it.
Fall fest or
Melissa?
something, or
What would be a good day for that?
We do have Taste of the Trail, which we do the fall garage sales during that time.
Yeah.
On September 17th.
So could we do it
I'll-
after that,
Thank
I'll
you.
look for that.
shortly after that, maybe?
Yeah,
he picked up, I think, last year after our thing too.
Not him.
No, that was Schultz out of.
that was a different
Chatfield.
person that did that
Was
one.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is the one on 16
Yeah,
by the airport.
yeah.
The other one was out
Yeah.
of Chatfield and Connecticut.
Yeah, and he'll take TVs but you have to pay him to take it, but it's better than taking all the Prestons for yourself.
Yep.
And the only other issue I have with citywide cleanup is I've had some elderly people contact me that want to get stuff up here but don't have a way to get it up here. So I was trying to figure out, is there a local group that would help support them or something for the day? It's kind of tough. I understand that short notice, but and Father's Day.
How many do you have?
It's hasn't been a whole lot of whole many people. It's been a
4 or 5?
4 or 5, yeah.
When's the paper come out?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, this one?
No. Yeah, it should.
Usually it is.
Be kind of nice if it'd be like $5 donation, they'll come and pick up your whatever you need. If you had a organization,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I could possibly run that by the conservation club, see if I can get some guys with trailers or something.
Okay, see if there's
They
people.
donate their time.
Okay, I'll put any information that we have on Facebook, the website, and I'll do a reverse dial to check the website and Facebook for more information.
And then those, if you remember who those specific ones were that asked you if you'd
Mhm.
call them directly, maybe.
I had them all make sure they call me tomorrow. I said,
Okay.
council's going to talk today, so
There you go.
call me on Wednesday.
I think it makes most sense to take the names, but not put it out on Facebook, or else they'll be inundated with, because I would have them come to my place.
You would.
A small donation.
Yeah.
We'll send you the bill, Steve.
Unless you think that's a good idea, but I just think there'd be a lot more people
There
calling
could
in.
I don't think we should run a servers for the time.
Right.
No, I don't either.
I think
So-
there's some
It should be people that are in need.
We'd be
Yep.
willing to-
Older,
I could put the
single
word out
or
and see
whatever.
what people's plans are for Father's
Okay.
Day or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Disabled.
unfortunate that happened during Father's Day this year.
Right.
mhm.
and it'd have to be between 10 and 2 then.
Yeah.
While he's up here.
Yeah.
Well, you could pick it up before that if we
Yeah.
had it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gotta be, so we're up
Here
here.
by then. But
You know, and if we have smaller turnout than usual, we could see what the cost was and then do it again in the fall too.
mhm.
I'll just get a list from you with the names
Yeah.
or whatever, just to kind of get an idea of how many people I'll need.
Or if you know someone that needs help, let me know too.
Good. 10 to 2.
Yeah, 10 to 2.
All right. I'd make a motion to approve the truck route resolution.
I'll second that.
Discussion.
9 or 10.
9, 8.
We talked about it quite a bit, and I think I don't know if that whole, what's the drive that goes,
Wicket.
no, that goes, the whole industrial park drive.
Oh, and we have what?
It's
Um,
Wicket, and then it's, what, is it still Wicket that goes? It's Wicket all the way out. isn't it?
Wicket all the way to 22.
It is, okay, yep.
So I think in the original resolution, I wrote Wicket to County Road 22. I can't remember. Was that changed or not? Greg?
Oh, yeah, I didn't catch that. I thought you were just talking about the portion.
Recognize Wicket Drive Northwest as a truck route and approves the posting of this section of Wicket Drive.
So I was just wondering if
It does
Wicket
say-
is a truck route
So,
already.
so the whole thing will be designated truck road.
It should be,
Yep.
I mean,
So from Morum Avenue north, there's already truck routes? Yeah, north,
It's not
Right.
designated truck route yet. So
but
this,
you want it to be.
but this resolution will be
this one
designated.
doesn't. This
I
one
just
says,
described it as from Morum Avenue
Yes.
south,
Okay.
the part that's been at issue now. If your intention is to make the whole thing, approve this with that change.
With the amendment,
To
yep.
County 22.
Yep.
and if you want to,
So I'll amend my motion to accept this resolution with the change to
All of them.
all of Wicket Drive.
and I will second that also. That change.
All right, hearing no discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of resolution 2208 as amended, say aye.
Hi.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Does anybody want to discuss Juneteenth? After I'd spoke with Devin and he brought that up, I looked further and saw the state hasn't really said it's a state holiday yet. So,
No, it's just federal holiday.
I'd like to table it.
I don't think. Do you know if there's many doing it in Minnesota? I mean,
This is
a bunch are.
This is why it came
Oh,
up, is because
come on.
it blew up the League of Minnesota Cities message board last week that a bunch of cities were chiming in. I will say some rural cities have picked it up. Majority have been metro cities adopting it. But most of them have been saying that they haven't decided to take it yet until it becomes a state holiday rather than just a federal holiday.
Wait till that.
stick with that.
So if no one wants to discuss that further, we'll just
Yep.
move on.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Building and maintenance. Wastewater treatment.
And in front of you, you have the report from Rick Whitney, what they've been doing in the month of May. We continue to appreciate everything Rick's doing for us. He's doing a great job, and the guys have continued to learn a lot. The next thing with the wastewater treatment plant would be the UV study that we talked about last month. The quote is in, the full quote packet is in your packet. We could use the American Rescue Plan dollars for this, as it is going to improve infrastructure. We are granted $110,000 from the federal dollars for the American Rescue Plan. So we could use some of that $110,000 for this plan.
Have we designated any other?
We have not used it for anything yet. We have until to designate it, designated use by, I think, 23 and final. Is it 23 and 20 then 24? Designated by 4, completion by 5, right? 6. So there's still some time in there. But this is something that in order to go after grants or any type of funding, we need to know the scale of the UV system that we
know
need.
what it's gonna cost.
We need to know what's going to cost and what we need.
So I would make a motion to accept this proposal, using the American Recovery Act money that we have.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to accept the proposal. Who is that? Is that Short Elliott Hendrickson or Hendrickson?
Elliot Hendrickson Inc.
Hendrickson. Any further discussion?
And it's working with them in SEH, so it'd be a combination of the two.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Nothing else with that?
One more building and maintenance. In front of you, this just came up today, is a change order from Ouija Brothers. The poor they were digging footings, and the soil correction company was out here. So that's in the back of that sheet. You'll see the report about the soil conditions. So they did soil boring testings, and the ground is almost all clay. And in order to have their footing set, they need to dig down another foot. And come to that comes more excavation and more material removal. So the change order is basically it needs to be done to pour the footings.
Did we know about this testing? Did somebody know about
It's
this
one
testing?
of those things you don't know until you start digging.
It's because it's a somewhat large concrete building. They're really heavy and, clay is spongy. So they're basically going to remove it all. But
They're going to take another foot out and put
Sand.
sand in there so it compacts. So this,
Sand and gravel.
because this is more than just a slab building, so it needs a little more support.
So is this number we have to come up with, or is this a number where's this number, I guess, gonna come from?
Where's the money
More
coming?
money.
Yeah, where's the money gonna come from?
How are we gonna pay for it?
Well, we
We
can
got
take
a
it from the
grant
general.
from 75 for half of it. Well, kind of half of it.
We have the general fund, and we can dip into the other fund too.
Which, the Wilkin or the, I would guess we don't have to spend any of the recovery money because we'll get rid of that in due time.
So are you saying use more, well,
I'd be okay with Wilkin funds. We've tapped that a number of times, so at some point, I don't know if that's on the balance sheet.
I was gonna say, when does that well run dry?
Yeah, Sam, do you know what that's at, or?
Is that on our balance sheet?
No.
So we should have an accounting of that fund also for the next meeting.
Next meeting, I'll have you the full
Okay.
thing.
So I'd make a motion to approve the change order request to be paid from the Wilkin funds.
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion?
and you got another grant though, you said, or some other.
No, that's
The same grant.
Oh, you were talking that
Yeah,
fund.
we're only paying 50% of the 150 for the building. That's what the city's portion is.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're paying the
Yeah,
150.
like I said, this is something we wouldn't know unless you start digging. You just don't know the
Okay.
quality of the dirt below it.
It happened to Darrell too.
Yeah. Oh,
They
that other
moved.
spot they wanted?
No, when they ended up,
Oh, crap.
they moved all that dirt out.
Oh, yeah, free dirt over there.
All right, hearing no further discussion, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
So then they can continue digging.
He's looking to pour the footings on Friday.
Perfect.
Great. EDA,
We had a loan request.
you know what page the loan request is on?
It's towards the back. Should have been the last thing on the agenda. It should have been the last page. If you flip over the last page on your packet.
Yeah, 38.
Yeah, the loan is for $25,000 to help Nicole Johnson buy the building on the corner of Center and Main on the south side there.
I'll make a motion, we accept, that we give her a loan.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the revolving loan for Nicole Johnson. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
She's gonna help you rent.
What's that?
She'll probably help you rent now, so.
Should kick it off.
Did the library board
He's a
meet?
busy lady.
They did. The only news we've got is we're purchasing a new desk for Stephanie. So we taking place. Gentleman from Fountains building it and we'll replace the old one.
Where's the old one going?
That's a good question.
You're not sure?
Not sure.
Special desk, like, what do you mean?
Yep, it's just gonna be a whole new fancier desk for around there. Circulation desk. So, yep.
Where they check the books out, circulation.
I am not. I just-
They didn't like me there.
yeah.
Too loud.
Do you know the condition of the old desk?
She doesn't really apprise me of that information.
Okay.
Do you want me to see about?
Well, we should just watch where the old desk
Okay.
goes, you know, maybe
Yep.
we should have it up for sale or something, unless they're using it also somewhere different.
You got it.
Arts Board,
We met in May. Really, the only thing that probably is of any significance is that we're sponsoring some of the music with the Chamber for the Back Alley series, music series, and then we were helping with the live music for the all-school reunion. Otherwise, it was pretty much old business.
now, Melissa had mentioned a couple things. One is to get approval from the city to close the alley. And my question I didn't get back to you on, all the businesses are okay with that, right?
Yep.
'Cause-
They're helping decorate the alley and getting it ready, so they're
Yep.
all involved.
Because, I mean, during those times of closure, what is it? That's 2 Thursdays and one
One Sunday afternoon.
and one Sunday afternoon. So the Thursdays, that won't cause them problems with their deliveries, or, okay. And then the other thing she mentioned was it'd be nice if the mosquito guys didn't show up in town that night of the concerts. But it would be nice to get them here
Sooner than
Soon.
later, because they're carrying people away.
soon.
Yep.
I will get in contact with them. Unfortunately, we're on their schedule, not our schedule.
Right, but we have, when you contact them, you have to give them those dates where we
Yep.
don't want them. You know, if we can't
So-
get them, if that's the only date they can come, we don't want them.
So not July 4th at 10 o'clock.
Well, and not the music nights either.
So
Yeah.
Tuesdays, Sundays and Thursdays?
Well,
Just
just
the-
those 2 Thursdays.
Yeah, just the ones that they have the back alley series going.
Yeah, there's just those 3. What are the dates again?
June 23rd, July 31st, and August 25th.
And which one of those is Sunday? The last one?
The 31st in July.
The middle one, yeah, okay. So just get those dates to the mosquito control and ask them if they can get here well before the 4th. So soon.
Yeah, usually they show up the last week of June.
Mhm.
Or they have historically. That's when they started.
All right. Any news from the fire department?
Oh, park board too.
Fire
I
department,
had the building road down for that.
do the fire department first, and then I'll do our park board. But
Okay.
fire department, just the fireworks are in, all the electronics are ordered. The guys that are on that group are putting it together, and hopefully it'll be a good show. It'll be something different because they'll all be electronic this year.
Awesome. Awesome.
Status quo. Park board, obviously everybody saw that the shelter is being worked on. They have a completion date of August 8th. Hopefully they'll be done before that. That was the update. The update on the splash pad equipment is it should arrive here on June 16th. And then they're gonna work with Steve and Billy and whatever we gotta do next in that project there. We're looking at, per the request of the pickleballers, Devin's gonna look at wind screens. And then we tabled, wind screens for the tennis court, excuse me. And then we're looking for numbers for next year for painting lines on both the tennis court, redoing that surface, and then the basketball court for the Rutgers League. That's it for park board.
Yeah, is there a center design new one on the court, Bingo?
There will be, but I hope I'll be playing next year.
You
now.
better bring your own money for that one.
Yeah. bring-
Is the wind screening, is that something that goes in the current fencing or is it
Yeah,
different?
Yeah,
it'll like zip tie to the,
Yeah.
Flip it or zip tie it.
yeah,
Yeah,
to the chain link.
can be done for relatively cheap.
Famous words.
I should never open my
Seldom
mouth
come
because,
true.
yes.
Well,
So
hopefully, as you were looking last night. Let's put it this way, we started out, what, 250 to 750 for one?
And then we got it down a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we're under that significantly.
I've learned don't always use companies that specialize in things.
Mhm. All right. Anybody have anything else for our meeting?
Devin and I rode around town looking at properties. Had about 20, 15.
Yeah, the ones with lawns that need to be mowed, those letters have been sent out. We had to mow someone's lawn already that exceeded the time we gave them. But remember, lawns 8 inches or less. And then you have 2 weeks to do it, and then the city will mow it, and then we charge you $150 for the mow.
And Greg had the opinion a couple years ago that once we've sent a letter, if it's a continuing problem, if it exceeds the length, just a contact is good enough. We wouldn't have to send a letter and wait
Every time or
every time.
I was gonna say,
Depends on how the ordinance is drafted. I remember us talking about that, but I don't remember the conclusion. But
Okay.
if we could reopen that ordinance and look at how it's written, and modify it if you want that to be the case. You're on most defensible territory if you're giving them a notice every time, technically. But is that to say it's wrong just to give them a notice once and then just do it repeatedly thereafter? It's probably fine as long as nobody's picking on you for it.
I did have a question for you. If a yard is fenced in,
Yeah.
and they're not mowing inside the fence, what's the standard there?
yeah, did one of
I
them.
mean, you can't get the riding mower through?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is there a push mower? I mean, it would be the same rules would apply.
Yeah.
Whether you're inside the fence or outside the fence. So it's just a matter of how.
We can't
how
destroy their
important is it to
property.
the city
right.
to Push mow it.
Because they mowed around the fence, but inside the fence it's still long.
Yeah, it was still long. So we, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the city's not obligated to mow these lawns.
Yeah.
It's just that if they're over that limit, and given the notice, you have the opportunity to do it in the sense of trying to keep up appearances. So,
I will say we had less issues this year than last year.
yes, we did. Yep. I wanted to bring the moped, but he wanted to bring another vehicle, so we didn't take it around on mopeds.
Once a letter is sent out, then how long do you wait? before you go
Usually
mow?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So, and you're not going to send the letter out until it's 8 inches long.
So
we could probably take things up. 8 inches is pretty long, and then if you count 2 more weeks of growth,
Right.
I saw one recently where it was 6 inches.
Yeah.
The notice period was 5 days.
I think ours was 10. I gave him 10. It was I anticipate a letter date of June 3rd and sent it to them, so they got it roughly
Yeah.
10 days.
I think we should look at that and
Do
shorten it
two,
up
if we can
and so
put
we
that
can,
on. Yeah.
it gives us the option of going in.
Theoretically, 2 weeks.
I will say most people do mow after the first letter.
Even if we don't get that ordinance fixed up this year, at least we can have it for next year. I think it's really good.
Mhm.
Because you're right. That one lawn grew almost a foot.
Oh, right now it's gonna grow.
Yep.
Exponentially.
Yeah. And then I guess the other thing was, are we gonna start to crack down on the mowing grass in the lawn or in the streets? Or are we?
They did give warnings last month to people who mowed on the.
Okay.
So people did receive letters of. I think Jason wrote warning citations on people's doors that were
Okay.
mowing into the street. I know my neighbors got one and asked me about it.
But the one thing that's become clear is we don't really have anybody, the police aren't going to drive around and look for it.
Right.
If people see it, they can complain, or if city personnel see it, they can
They can turn it in, I
have it,
guess.
have a letter sent, and then, obviously, if the police see it, yep.
That's-
I guess one other thing, the car stations are up and running.
They should be up and running. We're still finalizing the billing operation with the app, getting that all finalized, but everything is hot and ready to go.
So they can plug in and charge.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Great.
And there's a way to pay.
That's what we're finalizing right now. Should be finalized the next day or
We
so.
can charge them whatever we want.
I just
right
don't
now.
want them to plug in and
Yeah,
charge.
it's
with
going to
no-
be the
bill.
billing's gonna be finalized the next day or so. The person was out of the office on Friday and Monday, so we're
Yeah.
working on finishing that together. And they have those little green parking blocks in front of them.
I saw that. I got a picture of it. It's good.
Yeah, Brian, I thought green would be good for those. And that lot should be seal coated relatively soon.
Yeah,
They were out there filling holes today.
and can that happen this year or not? No,
The seal coat, we already approved it last meeting.
for that lot?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Sheriff's report, we don't have one again.
Nope.
We didn't get it from last month either.
I'll figure it out.
Councilmember Scable, what do you want on the agenda next month? So one thing before you get started, if you have an issue or somebody talks to you about something, you can call Devin and have it on the agenda or discuss whether it should be or shouldn't be.
Door's always open. Free field stopping.
Does he know what committees he's on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need to figure that out.
Well, or do you want to reappoint some of that, Steve? I don't know if you want him on all the ones Tony was on, or if you want to change that.
He was on.
Weber was on
Utility.
Park Board.
And
Zoning's already covered. Zoning's already covered. So
building and maintenance.
And utility.
and Park Board, right?
Hmm.
So I guess I would just ask, are you okay with those two committees?
Yeah.
Is there somebody else that wants those and because of seniority?
Park board would sit pretty good with you if you want.
Library.
It's only 5 or 6 months. 5 months.
All right. You are herefore and thusly appointed to
Park
those
Board's
two.
always the Monday before the council.
Fire meeting, right? 5:30.
One more thing. One more meeting for you, I mean. And then the utility building, they,
Building and maintenance, I'm on that also.
Yeah, those are as needed.
Just
We
as
meet.
needed. So call and see if you can make it to a meeting at whatever time. I'm sure get something going.
all right. We could discuss that. I mean, you could kind of have it a policy for the city workers to get approval from the utility and building committee before they make purchases over X number of dollars for like tools and.
We had set that up a few years ago.
Yeah, usually
There
for
was a
big
dollar
purchase,
amount there, yeah.
for big purchases, I always go for it before the utility committee when they have
Yeah.
expensive purchases.
Yeah.
So anything over $1,000, I always bring to
Yeah.
them.
But I was thinking maybe with small tools, it does seem like when you read this, it's like they're, like how many hammers do you need and how often do they
As long as
stop working?
the important thing is is to make sure they're not exceeding the small tools budget every year. And they're not cramming stuff in at the end of the year so they keep their budget. It's used throughout the year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to lease every $10 item or whatever, but
Yeah.
when you buy another, I'll
25?
say like socket set, it's kind of like, did you
Yep.
have one or wasn't? How'd you make it this long without one?
Mhm.
Well, the problem is if it's coded as a socket set, it might be a different socket set. I mean, it might be an X-bit set.
Yeah.
There's-
Might be they needed a metric and they didn't have it.
Yeah.
We don't know, but
No, that's what I was asking.
Yep. all right. We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, Corey did text me about the sockets. Just, yeah. Sorry, my phone had an update. I'm kind of not used to it.
So the sockets being asphalt are being for fixing on the tops of the playground equipment. They're torch bits and Allens. That was about 40 or 50 screws that held it together.
Yep.
He said, feel free to call him if there's any questions on something like that beforehand on the why he was requesting those. So there are different tools that were used
Yeah.
that, instead of him using his own set,
Mhm.
he thought the city might as well have it. So
which is,
That's what I was thinking of.
which is fine. I
Yep.
just tried to figure out.
Right.
I don't know if it was another half-inch set or an 8-inch or whatever.
Last one in, first one out.